Greetings guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. I hope that you are well and I hope that you are fighting because there is a lot to be fighting for. As usual, there'll be a link in the description to the page on my website with a bunch of petitions, donations, emails to send to MPs, etc, etc. So as you all know, but if you're new here and you happen to not know what a Kiwi is, I am from New Zealand, and at the moment, New Zealand is a bit shut off, you know. They're not really opening their borders. They're not letting anyone in. And so I haven't been able to go home for almost 2 years now, like since I moved here. And I've been a bit homesick recently. And so in today's video, I wanted to talk a bit about New Zealand and how ridiculous we are as a country. A lot of you don't know much about how fucking weird New Zealand is. And so I thought that that would be a really fun topic to talk about. I'm a bit homesick, so it'll be fun to talk about. It'll be fun to share some stuff and just like talk about how weird New Zealand is. And talking about New Zealand, I recently got this really cool art. Look at her. Look at this. So this is a giant metal poster by Displate, who is sponsoring today's video. So let me tell you a little bit about them. Displate is a unique metal poster that you can get in over 1.3 million different artworks, which is incredible. There is something for everyone. No matter what you're after, you will find a poster that you like. They are super durable and they're so easy to put up. They come with magnets that stick to the back of them, and then you place it on your wall, but not directly onto your wall. They come with a wall protector that you put on your wall first so that it doesn't peel the paint away, so that it works fine for people who are renting, like myself and like a majority of people in our generation. We're not buying houses, so it's really great to have some wall protector so you don't ruin your landlord's flat. And there are so many different styles, as I said, including you can get them in like a collection. Like the New Zealand one is actually a part of a full trending collection that you can get like a whole bunch of different cities. I just was super stoked to find a New Zealand poster because it would be really nice to have a piece of home here. And then we also got this really cool Tokyo City one, and the reason we got this one is because if you don't know, Kat actually lived in Tokyo for a few years, so that feels like home to her. So we have a little bit of both of our homes, a bit of Tokyo, a bit of New Zealand. So if you are interested, I would really appreciate you go check that out with my link. It'll take you to my dashboard where you can see some of my favorites. And on top of that, you can get any 1 or 2 Displates for 26% off, or 3 or more Displates for 36% off. The discount will automatically be applied at checkout when you use the link in my description. And on top of that, every Displate purchased, they plant a tree. So that's an extra added cool bonus. Now, before we get into it, I would like to take a quick second to say that I have created a second channel. It is called Kiwi. If you want to go subscribe to that, I will be posting more like fun videos or videos that I don't think fit on this channel. I just wanted a little bit of a change. I wanted to do some new sort of stuff, but it makes me a little bit anxious to post like different stuff on here, so I thought I would give myself like a new space because there's some stuff I really want to do, and if you want to see it, then you can go subscribe there. Yeah, so with all of that being said, today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. The thing that inspired me to do this video was a few days ago, I woke up to a post which was New Zealand Council ends contract with Wizard after 2 decades of service. And I was like, New Zealand is so weird. It's so weird. We're such a strange country. And so I wanted to talk about some of the reasons I think we're so weird. And I thought that you would appreciate them because a lot of people only know New Zealand as like pretty beaches, pretty mountains, and now like dealing with COVID well, right? Like that's what people know New Zealand for, but we're so much more than that. We have some weird shit going on, including the fact that there was an 80-year-old man for 20 years being paid 16 grand a year by the government to perform acts of wizardry in Christchurch. The government paid him 16 grand a year to be a wizard, and they fired him recently, and I just think that's so New Zealand. That's such a New Zealand thing. And it's so funny to me. I love it so much. So to tell you a little bit about what the Wizard of New Zealand is, basically, yeah, he just showed up in Christchurch and started like speaking outside of a church, and they tried to arrest him. But the people loved him. So then they made him the Wizard of New Zealand. He just dressed up as a wizard with like a pointy hat, and was a false prophet of the Church of England. I don't know what else to tell you, man. I don't know what else to tell you. But that's weird thing number one. The Wizard of New Zealand was fired after 2 decades of being a wizard. The next weird thing on the agenda, you may know that I slander Australians a lot. There's a lot of Australian hate that goes on here. And it's really funny because a lot of people get really upset with me and tell me I'm being rude to Australians. And yeah, I am. But we have like a sibling rivalry, right? So basically Australia is our big brother and we hate them. We hate Australians. Half of the country's jokes is just shitting on Australians. That's what we do. They stole pavlova. They stole lamingtons. They try to take credit for everything that we do. They get attention. They get everything. We don't get it. We just dislike them as a whole. And that goes down to like a government level. Like recently, Australia did like a vaccination like van that like went around, and then Jacinda Ardern came out and she's like, okay, everyone, Australia did a vaccine van, so we're gonna do one too, but we're gonna do it better because fuck Australia. So it's like a thing where we hate Australia. It's all banter, right? Like if anyone other than like a Kiwi said they hated Australia or like made fun of Australians, I would be upset. You're being disrespectful to my older sibling. That's kind of the relationship that we have. But that also goes down to our flags, right? Our flags look really similar. A lot of people get really confused. Listen, I understand, but also they're not the same. Australia's flag has 2 extra stars for starters, and also they're white stars and a different shape. Ours are red stars. But regardless, New Zealand was pissed off that people kept getting our flags confused. It's rude. People kept getting our flags confused. And so we were like, no, we're going to change it. We're going to change our flag. We don't want to be confused with Australia anymore. And we want to change it before Australia get the chance to change theirs. And so we as a country held like a flag design competition, and it was everywhere. Like kids at school would design flags. Everyone would design flags. And my favorite is this one behind me. This is one of the greatest flag designs that I came across. So we have the Pepe, the Pepe Kiwi flag. I think a really good contender. You know, it keeps the basics of what we already have, and it just, you know, it like speaks to me, you know? We have the QR code, which when you scan it, it goes to newzealand.co.nz. We have this gay flag with mountains and sheep, and Kiwis can fly now. For some reason. They deserve it. They deserve to be able to fly. I'm here for it. I like this flag. There's this green one with the smiley yeah. See, these are all fantastic contenders. Oh, there's this one, which is a sheep and Hokey Pokey ice cream, which I think is fantastic. I miss Hokey Pokey ice cream so much. I don't know why it's not a thing anywhere outside of New Zealand. It is the best ice cream. It's like vanilla with tiny little honeycomb balls in it. But yeah, the final contenders were like actually really nice. But then in the end, it went to vote, and the vote overall was to not change the flag. So it didn't change, but we got some cool art out of it, so there we go. This could have been the New Zealand flag. Like, come on. This should have been the New Zealand flag. That's just my opinion, though. Another thing is, like, government officials and, like, the prime ministers are very casual, to say the least. And I don't know if you all remember, a few years ago, our prime minister before Jacinda Ardern, who was just a dick. I did not like him. His name was Jonky. Everyone called him Donkey. Obviously, his name was sort of begging for it. He got into a scandal because he was pulling a waitress's ponytail. He went to a cafe with his wife, like, regularly. And, like, he would go up to her and tug on her ponytail and then be like, huh, it was my wife, lol. Our prime minister at a cafe. Like, was tugging on this poor waitress's ponytail for 6 months. He did this consistently. She asked him to stop, but he thought it was playful banter. He's like, I didn't know it was upsetting her. And by the end, he did it one too many times. And she turned around and yelled at him like, I'm going to hit you if you do that again. And then he bought her wine to apologize. Oh no, that was embarrassing. We were all really embarrassed about that one. Our prime minister just tugging on this poor girl's fucking ponytail. Yeah, so that's a fucking weird thing that happened. Another thing you might not know about New Zealand is that we all walk around in bare feet. I know a lot of people have a lot of things to say about people with bare feet. A lot of people say they don't trust people in bare feet. You can't go to New Zealand if you don't trust people in bare feet. We never fucking wear shoes. I miss that so much. Sometimes I want to just take my shoes off. But if I took my shoes off in the streets of London, that's not gonna work for me. If I needed to go to the supermarket, I would just not put shoes on. I would walk out of my house, get in my car, drive to the supermarket, go up the escalator into the supermarket, get what I need, go back home. All without putting shoes on. Why would I put shoes on? What is the purpose? There is none. It would be barefoot or it would be socks. No need for shoes. You go out to town or you go for a walk or whatever, your feet get sore in your shoes, you take them off and you walk. You go clubbing in heels, you then take them off when you're like walking on the street because my feet hurt. I don't want to wear my heels anymore. You go shopping. Why would I put my shoes on and off between shops? Useless. Pointless. Why am I doing that? That is such a waste of time. No, I am carrying my shoes around with me. I'm not doing that. I'm not taking them on and off. So New Zealanders have like wide feet. It's really funny. Like there's like a separate shoe size. Some shoes, like New Zealand made shoes, you have like L for wider feet because we all grow up barefoot. So we have like flat feet. That's a thing you might not have known. We don't wear shoes. That is a bit weird. It's not weird to me. I think it's weird that you always wear shoes. I miss not wearing shoes. Another weird thing that people find really odd is like our advertisements. We have like a massive drink driving problem. We have a massive drinking problem. And we have like an ad campaign for drink driving, which is like stop a mate from driving drunk, bloody legend. And we have so many ads for that, so many billboards and shit. And they're always like big meme ads. And the most common one, the most popular ad that's like ever come out of New Zealand is the Ghost Chips ad. And I always think that everyone knows about this. They do not. This is a classic Kiwi thing. Every single Kiwi knows this ad. Every single Kiwi will quote this ad. It's just like part of Kiwi culture. And it's from an ad for drink driving. So this is part of the ad here.
And if he does, Ghost George will haunt me forever.
Grab a chip. Want a chip?
You know I can't grab your ghost chips.
Go away.
Spoon.
Spacehead.
Yeah, everyone still quotes this. It's been like over a decade, and we still quote this like constantly, regularly. It's always there. It's always there. It'll be there forever. There was also this ad about pornography.
Hiya, I'm Sue. This is Derek. We're here because your son just looked us up online, to watch us. Yeah, anyway, we usually perform for adults, but your son's just a kid. He might not know how relationships actually work. We don't even talk about consent, do we? No, we just get straight to it.
Yeah, and I'd never act like that in real life.
Nah.
All right, Maddie. It sounds like it's time to have a talk about the difference between what you see online and real-life relationships.
We have some banger ads, I haven't seen any ads like this here. You have boring ads. They're not as fun. I think that you should pick up some of our advertising techniques because our advertising techniques are great. Did you see those? Fantastic. I love them. Much more effective, I think, because people pay attention. People quote them. People always say, stop a mate driving drunk, legend. Like, it's quotable. We all say it because it's fucking funny. It's great. And it gets in there. Another weird thing, is our dairy farming. Our whole country is just one big fucking dairy and wool farm. We are just a farm. That is our entire country. And we now have like an ad campaign for getting vaccinated so that we can milk cows. Yeah, that seems like good motivation, I think. This ad is very funny to me.
If you get COVID, who will look after the farm?
Who's gonna milk the cows? So let's get this done, whānau. get it in the arm, and then get back on the farm.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like in other rural places in the world and what it's like in other farm places, but like growing up in New Zealand, you go to sheep shearing shows. Like sheep shows are a part of your life. You do that. I lived in the city. I lived in the big city, and sheep shearing shows, you go to those. Is that a thing in other places? Do sheep shearing shows happen? Sheep shows? Is that a thing? I don't know. And like horses and shit, there are farms in the city. When I was looking for a dog, because I wanted a dog, one of the ways I convinced my mom to get a dog, there was someone selling 9 alpacas, and you had to get the whole herd of them. They were like, 9 alpacas for sale. So I sent it to my mom and I was like, okay, if I can't get a dog, can I get 9 alpacas? She said no. But then we did get a dog, so it worked. Yeah, New Zealand is a country. These have been my fun, weird facts and stories about New Zealand. I hope that you have enjoyed this. If you have any more questions about New Zealand, maybe I'll do another video on my second channel, because this is more of a second channel style video. I don't know. We'll see how this one goes. I will see what you guys like, what you want to see from me. I just want to do something a bit different. I'm sick at the moment, as you can probably tell by my voice, and this just felt like a good thing to do while I was sick. So here we are. Here we have it. Yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed. A massive thank you to my Kiwi Fruit and Kiwi Bird channel members whose names are up on the screen right now. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. If you would like to become a channel member, you can click the top link in the description on the little blue join button. You get my videos a day early, as well as 10% off my shop when I have things on my shop. And as a Kiwi Bird member, you sometimes get extra videos that I don't post or don't make it into the main video. So yeah, I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah.